Testing, testing. See this thing connected or not. I think this is working now. I think it's working. I don't know if this is private or if this is live. Oh man, and they got dang FTN Bay as the they got FTN Bay as the damn front cover of it. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. That is crazy. That is crazy. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Wow. Wow, they really got her. But anyways, what's going on, y'all? Let's try to do this one more time. Okay, West Adams. Okay, I see somebody up in the chat. Okay, we good. We good. We good. Appreciate that. I just had wanted to make sure. All right, so we got that up in here. We got that. Victim window. Go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they try to play me. Hey, what's up, niece? What's up? Hold on. They try to let me see. You said they try to play me on the thumbnail. Hey, what the thumb tell you too was last week? Exactly. Exactly. I'm trying to change that, but I don't know why. I'm already late to the party. You feel what I'm saying? But that's crazy how it's like showing like that. That is crazy. But I had went on here earlier, and hopefully I'm not lagging or delaying or anything like that. But we definitely gonna talk about this. So those of y'all who just hopping in, hey, what's going on? What's going on, y'all? I'm gonna try to do this one more time. Hopefully it won't lag again. And I know I'm late. I apologize for the inconvenience of that. That is not good on my behalf. Everything gotta get right. So on soft white underbelly, we doing. At first, I thought this woman was a narcissist, but they're saying that she's a narcissistic. I can't even pronounce the damn pronunciation of it, but she's the victim of it. And like I said on the last slide before I had got rudely interrupted, she could have turned out to be like this character at the bottom from the Boondock Show, if y'all don't know. And it's always these type right here who be dating or marrying and having kids with guys who look like this. And these guys right here be listening to this channel. And they could, you see how it's a circle right here? You see what I'm talking about? Oh yeah, it's static 86. But yeah, I see. What's up, Zari? What's going on? What's going on? It's all good. You know why we here, Marshall Lynch. Whoo-wee. Y'all doing your thing for real, man. But do y'all see the diagram of what I'm talking about? Cause I'm gonna go ahead and pull the covers off. Pause. Her ex-boyfriend, ex-husband name is Eugene. So for y'all who's in the comment section, when y'all hear one more time, one more time, do we lose connection? We good? Yo, yo. This right here is not cool. Okay, we good. We good. We good. We good. Just make sure, because this is what happened last time right here, and I don't like it. But enough of all that talking right there. It's better now. It's better now. Ooh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's my connection right there. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the encoder is kind of off or something, but I definitely gonna do some maintenance behind that after this live because I'm already showing up late. But again, enough of this talking right here. We're gonna go ahead and play the dang on video because I had downloaded that and that thing been wilding. I'm still lagging over here, ain't it? Ain't no way. Oh, I think I know why. I think I know why. Delete that. All right. How about now? Yo, 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 yo. How about now? Okay, we good. We good. I think so because I have my noise suppression thing on, and now since I took it off, now I'm like moving good. I hope it was that simple fix right there. I hope it was a simple fix like that. I really do. I really do hope it was. But let's go ahead and play this from the beginning. Let's play this from the beginning.
All right, Deanna. Deanna, where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
And tell me about your family growing up.
My family growing up was very complicated. Basically, I went into the foster system at birth, meaning when I was born, my biological mother had already made the decision to, leave me at the hospital. So I went right into foster care. And the first foster family that I went to ended up being my permanent family. I was the middle child of 7 kids, so they had 3 previous. I was the 4th, and then they adopted 3 more after me, as well as continuing to be foster parents. So my childhood was very secluded, very stressful because there was just always so much happening. A lot of things I didn't realize until I was older how messed up they were, because basically the best way I can describe it is almost like a cult. Like, we weren't allowed out of the house really. We had no friends. We barely saw any other family members. We were just
Quick question for y'all. How many people like, cause I remember I was growing up, I ain't gonna say no names, but it was these 2 brothers and they was homeschooled and they used to always stay inside the house. You know what I'm saying? How many of y'all know any people who like, or have y'all been sheltered? Like, pretty much like your house was like a prison. Like, you couldn't even go outside. And this is like back then. I'm assuming she like probably 30 or probably 20, late 20. Who knows? But probably a little older than that. But that wasn't when technology was out. I mean, the devices we use now. So, because I remember when I was young, oh man, if I couldn't go outside when I was a kid, oh, I thought that was abuse. So, yeah.
kind of like kept in the house at all times with our brothers and sisters, and like any other foster children that were constantly coming and going, coming and going. I would say that my adopted mother pretty much, we had, adopted mom and dad, but I would say my adopted mother pretty much ran the show. My adopted dad owned a flower shop, so he had his own business, so he wasn't home a lot, especially during the day. So we were home with her all day, and she never worked a day in her life. And basically, she would sleep all day, and we would have to kind of look after our brothers and sisters and, the other foster children. And I don't remember a lot of my younger years. I do know that I was their foster child for a year, and then they decided to adopt me when I was like 1 year old. My adopted mother was kind of like a borderline hoarder. So there was just clutter everywhere. I would say the first 10 years of my life, I didn't even have my own bedroom because it was so full of clutter. There was no room for me to be in there. And she had like these dogs, and she wouldn't walk them. So there was constantly feces and pee everywhere. And so the house just, it stunk, to high heaven. To this day, like if I smell that, it triggers me. And so it was just very chaotic.
Man,
Along
man. Okay. So y'all hearing how all that right there is like coming along, how her upbringing is and all that. Right? Oh man, that's she said that. I'm so mad that she was even like just dogs like pee and feces and all that just sitting in the dang on house and it ain't like getting cleaned up or nothing. Like what are we doing? Can't only imagine that smell right there. But she don't even know, so it is what it is. Damn, man. Damn. I mean, I was, but we had technology. Okay, Marty, like what? Are you a 90s baby or 80s, 2000s? I gotta figure out what's going on though, y'all in the comments. I'm just like seeing it. I was very sheltered. I self isolate till this day. I felt like a caged animal at home, and my parents were never really there. Dang, so you was actually trapped in the house and your parents weren't there? You wasn't paranoid or nothing like that? You sure? I definitely, I mean, like, if especially if you were at like a big house or something, always home alone. Always home alone and ain't got nothing going on. But check this out though, y'all. Uh-uh. They really doing that? The hell kind of like what are we doing here? Hold on. I wanted y'all to see like the hoarder situation so y'all could imagine that. But that apparently didn't even pop. That say age restriction and all that. Like we like 12 or 10. Let's keep it going though.
with that, we really weren't educated. I was sent to school initially. I went into kindergarten, and I guess I wasn't like really ready, and I would just like sit and cry. So they took me out of school for a year and then put me back in. They put me in a private school, a private Christian school, and religion's gonna play a part in it. I don't remember when religion became such a huge part of their lives, but they put me in a private Christian school, and I was the only like person of color in the school. So I was bullied a lot. I didn't look like the other girls. My adopted parents are white, which I don't think I mentioned. So my mom didn't know what to do with my hair. So I had this crazy hair, and all the other girls like had this long, beautiful, silky hair, and I was darker than them, and I didn't fit in. So not only that, my adopted mom, like when I got older, I would ask like, why do I look different from you guys and things like that. And she would say, oh, like your parents were like, well, for the longest time, they didn't even tell me I was adopted, which I don't know why you aren't honest about that. And then they would tell me, oh, your parents are like one of your parents is like Indian or something like that. When in reality, I'm biracial. I have a biological black dad and a biological white mom, and they like hid that from me. So, which as a
Damn. This is like the complete opposite of FTM Bay right here, y'all. The complete opposite. Straight complete. Okay, so in the comments you said not the shades, but they look nice though. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. I had three siblings, one older brother, born in 1999, no internet, one rule, don't answer the door. I met one younger, we watched each other. Yeah, so no, and I remember those days, no internet. You was a latchkey kid. Don't feel my bad. Oh snap. Damn. My bad. Damn. You was a latchkey kid. Don't feel bad. Most millennials were. It taught responsibility. Yeah. So yeah, yeah, I feel you. Don't feel bad about that. That is life right there. That damn. Damn. Like that is it's like you dang near been brought into the world and you had to watch. Yeah, I can only imagine on that. I can only imagine on that for real. You would put this stuff back. Tough. I'm just thinking about that. Like, dang. You see, this will work now.
Brown paper bag. Brown paper bag.
Yeah. So we already seeing it's not this is not looking good right here. This is not looking good. This is like set up right here. This is not, yeah. Anyways, moving on though. Moving on.
Kid, when I found out that's what I really was, I was like, is that something I should have been ashamed of? And if that's the case, why would you adopt, black or, biracial children? Like, if you can't teach them to be proud of who they are. So that was like a whole thing. Things really got bad when I was assaulted in the school. One of the bullies had literally taken I don't know why it was on the playground, but one of the bullies had taken like one of those 2x4s, went up into a playhouse and like threw it down on my head. And it fell on my head and I was knocked out. I had to go to the hospital. I had a concussion. So at that point, they took me out of that school and just never put me back in school. So that's when homeschooling was very popular. So they said they were going to homeschool all of us. So after that, none of the kids in the house went to school. So we became even more isolated.
Quick question. Kids who were homeschooled, this is not from me. This is who I heard from some people. Do kids who are homeschooled, and I'm not talking about the Derek Grace homeschool way where you get life experiences and you get life lessons. I'm talking about the basic homeschool where you gotta do the bare minimum to consider your child to be passing to pass them. Do people who are homeschooled, do they come out to be weird or they come out to be like socially not up to speed with the social interaction amongst others? You need a man, huh? Damn. That's a good question right there. That's a good question. Cause there was like again two brothers who were homeschooled, mixture of both. Yeah, so it's two brothers that was homeschooled that I had grew up around, and the older brother, they both of them they used to stare out the window at us when we been like running up the street playing, and we used to like talk to them through the window, and they just been like, "Yo, what's up?" Like like they had I think a PlayStation and everything, and one brother, the younger brother, was quiet. He was real mute. He didn't say nothing. So I was like, oh damn, he probably gonna be, one of them. He ain't gonna get right. But the older brother has seemed cool. But as time progressed, as we got older, that's when they had got out the house. And the older brother had ended up turning into the extreme weirdo. And the younger brother had ended up blending in. So that right there had kind of shocked me. That had kind of like threw me off the marker. Like, whoa, what percent? I ain't gonna say 100%. I don't. This is not me. Somebody like this is from one person that I know opinion about this. So I'm not saying because I don't know. I have to look at the data about that. But she was homeschooled with her other siblings. Couldn't go outside. It was the family was blindside, like the movie, and she already being brought up about the confusion of who she is, and her mother ain't doing no help whatsoever about that. Let's keep going though.
And, it made it easy for them to like hide all the abuse that was going
I hope Mark don't strike this down. I hope, because this is like, come on, Mark, don't do that.
on as well. Some of the things I witnessed living in that house, like I have horrible PTSD from. I wouldn't have time to talk about all of it, but some things I remember are especially my adopted mom. Like I said, she ran the show. She was very narcissistic, very controlling. And when the kids started to rebel or they weren't doing what they were told, she would do everything from, beating the crap out of them. There was a time when she had my adopted dad hold down my older adopted sister, and she like put a lighter to her face and like acted like she was going to burn her. Things like that happened all the time. I would say one of the worst things that ever happened was after me, they adopted another girl. She was also biracial because then they decided that they didn't want me to feel like the outcast in the family. So they wanted me to have a biracial sister. So they adopted her, and then they adopted 2 more children who were half brothers and half sisters. All the rest of us were not like blood related whatsoever. And the little girl had a lot of behavioral issues because she was abused, and she came from, a bad home, which is why, she went into the system, not to continue to be abused. And so she would act out a lot. And one day, I guess my adopted mom was so like sick of her behavior that she took her hands and ran them under hot running water. And I guess she didn't realize how hot it really was because her skin started to literally melt off. And once she realized the damage that she had done, she wasn't going to, take her to the hospital, because what was going to happen? They're going to...
Okay, so this sounds like this child neglect, child abuse. This is what's really going on in the system of adoption and foster care from what we're seeing right now. And I know I'm late, but I could have sworn it was like 3 years ago I found out that static crazy. Yeah, but 3 years ago I had found out that, give me 1 second, one pause real quick. 3 years ago, oh damn. That thing made me jump just now. I don't know why my alarm clock's still set up like that. But 3 years, you know what? That reminded me of Kelpy, where he had a damn set his alarm clock off. Those of y'all know remember I did a live with Kelpy when he was nervous around the girl, and he had his alarm clock set so he could dang pop his pill. That's what it reminded me of. Damn. Nah, but 3 years ago, about 3 years ago, I had just found out that you get a bag for adopting children. And I think if it's 1 or if it's 2, like income taxes, like you pretty much could like file your taxes, and each kid, I don't know how much is it now if you had a kid onto your taxes. By the way, I had just got through getting help with mines, because once you have like a business and right now it's so proprietary, but still it'll transition to S corp and all that. So it's stuff I'm learning behind that with business and taxes. But anybody know the current amount of money you get added per? Damn, shouts out T, $3,500 for a kid. 3,500, and that's crazy. So I know people who be filing taxes for 2 kids. They got 2 of themselves. They got 2 kids of themselves, and they'll put 2 more kids on their taxes. and they'll like go half with the person who like allowed them to do that. And that's enough money to buy like a good used car. But the thing is, when I was growing up and I've been seeing this, and even when I was a teen, it's like income tax from Section 8, it was certain mothers who had got that bag. I'm not a bag, but like, a mini bag, which is like 8K, 7K, 6K. And they won't. So check this out. Once they get that bag, it's like they'll break off their baby boy boyfriend that they're messing with. You know what I'm saying? So like, and when I mean baby boy, it's the opposite of someone who look like this. Let me zoom in for y'all. It's the opposite. So who's the opposite? What guy is the opposite of this right here? I'll say Jody, kinda. Sitting on the couch and everything, fake trapping and all that. So they'll break their man off of whoever give them the D, and they'll break off the babysitter, whatever. They'll get a whip. The house be flooded with food. F the food stamps. The house be flooded with food and everything, and they get their little party pack that'll last them for like 3 weeks, 2 weeks, and they good. They get their kids some shoes. They be fresh. They come up, and they got a business, a little daycare business set up too. So it's like, dang. As Stack said, a mini bag, aka a purse. So they get their money, but you're right, T. After 2 months, it's like I'm in the bind, Nate, and I'm not doing that to make fun of nothing, but I just never understood. It's like every single year, and they'd be like, they don't say it, but I'd be like, okay, are they gonna do it different? It's gonna be something different. Cause you getting almost like 7K, if not more. And how the heck within 2 months? But again, that's why I started to learn that it's a mindset. It's like no matter how much money somebody get or how much money they get helped out, it's like, and that's something I learned too, also. But it's like, dang, like don't. There's no attempt to try to flip it, and giving some of that money to your couch boyfriend who fake trapping and using a damn Walmart check to re-up, that don't count. So again, the reason why I had went off on that rant and talk about that was because I think it's more. I want to ask Chat. Let me stop. I don't want to ask Chat GPT, but Bing AI. You know what? That's what I might do. I want to ask, see how much more it is that somebody could get for adopted kids. That's a good question right there. I definitely want to find that. I want to figure that out. You go ahead and see if I can look it up right now. There. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. All right. How much money do care parents get per child they adopt? Question mark. How much money do foster care parents get per child they adopt? I think I worded that right. I think I did. I think I did. I mean, it says according to, damn, you can't even speak this back to me. I wish you would. Nah, they can't even dang speak it. But it says according to Knott's family, foster parents in California get paid $25 to $30 per day for per day? Hold on, foster parents per day for each child, depending on the county where they are licensed as of. Oh, you got to get licensed to be a foster parent. This amount increases if they are fostering a child with additional needs, like special needs. Okay, however, it is important to note that these rates vary by state and county and can change over time. So $30 per day. Let's see. Okay. That's so $900 a month. 10,800. Yeah, 10,800 times two. And this is in California, so that's only 21 grand a year for two children that you foster. Is it worth it, or is it? Did I do that right, y'all? Let me read it again. It says, according to Knott's family, foster parents in California get paid $25 to $30 per day for each child dependent. Hold on, does that sound right? Is that a lick? I want to know if that's a lick because, but she said her foster mother slept all day, and her foster father had owned a flower business place, so he worked and he provided, and the mother slept all day and will take them to church to. It kind of reminded me of that show on Hulu where that girl was in a wheelchair and her mother been forcing her to fake that she was sick. It is a dangerous, neglectful one. At least a good down payment on a home if you don't know anything else. That money don't never last. So you're right about that. That's a lot to pump into stocks if you think about it. Yeah, 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 yeah. I agree. I agree. Y'all on the right page.
What happened. And then, obviously she would have been in trouble for that. So she had me and one of my older sisters run to Walgreens and get all kinds of bandages and, ointments and stuff. And so we had to bandage her up and clean her wounds every day. And like that little girl crying because she was in so much pain. It was so heartbreaking. Her hands, when I burn that bad heals, like it goes through all different stages. At one point, her hands were so swollen up that they were like you couldn't even tell they were hands anymore. And I'm shocked that she did not get an infection, but she did eventually heal, and she's always had she's had scars from that, obviously. And the messed up part is my adopted mom was such a narcissist and such a she never would admit to anything that she did. So even as an adult, my sister has those scars, and she says, oh, she came with those scars. Like she always had those happened before she came to us. Like she would never
Hold on.
admit to anything she did.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so with narcissists, because I keep hearing the word a lot, and I know Brian gonna come up in here and he gonna definitely like school me with some more of it because. All right, so I had this right here is Infranotice, and I had used Chat GPT and Google, and I typed in narcissistic traits and behaviors, and it's pretty much like a machine learning AI thing, and it'll pull up the words, the topics of which is like within the description. So narcissistic abuse, dominance, admiration, entitlement, manipulate, validation, attention. We got what else? Behavior, person, trait. Hold on, let me pull this down right here. All right, so I'm gonna remove this and I'm gonna try to get more into depth of what it really. Okay, so I know narcissistic. We're gonna say behavior. It has something to do with behavior, and dominance and attention. I can't even click attention. Narcissistic. What else? Excessive entitlement, spouse. Let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and see what it says from right there. Show all seven. All right, so it says a narcissistic person may display the following traits and behaviors: grandiose sense of self-importance, need for admiration and validation, excessive entitlement, dominance to attract attention, lack of empathy toward others, tendency to manipulate people for personal gain or gratification, hypersensitivity to criticism or failure, unreasonable expectations from. Someone who is narcissistic may have a sense of entitlement. All right, I have read that already, I think. Okay, behavior. That's pretty much for those I clicked on. What about avoid? And what else? What it says with avoid? Someone may not avoid in order to avoid blame. Okay, that's just the whole description right there. That's just the whole description right there, buddy. So, are we right so far in the chat? Let me go ahead and see what y'all saying. Okay, I ain't said nothing from what I see right there. Challenge, develop. Nah. Let's go to the next advice. I'm gonna try to see what else more that could be done with that because nah. Because somebody could be I don't want to use that word, arrogant. Somebody could feel entitled and they won't still be considered a narcissist. Yeah, I get what I'm saying. So I think the word, it's like I know of the word, but I don't fully, how do I say this? Have a capital U understanding of, not trying to make diagnosis here, but like for instance, like somebody who be saying, "Oh, he's bipolar, they bipolar, this and that bipolar." It's like I think there's a little bit more you have to dive into for you to like, cause like to be like, okay, this is bipolar right here, no BS. Get what I'm saying? But that's just for some food for thought right there, though. That's just for food for thought.
Um, there was a lot of abuse going on in the home, even things that I didn't know about, but she did, and she continued to allow it to happen. I always thought it was strange that my adopted parents never slept in the same bed. My adopted dad would sleep on the couch, she would sleep in the bed. I actually, the first several years of my life, had to kind of share a bedroom with my adopted mom because, like I said, there wasn't any room in my room because she, had it all hoarded up. And another thing that really bothers me is that some of the kids would try to speak out about the abuse, and because they were foster parents, we would have visits. They would have like check-ins with them and stuff, and they were made by my adopted parents to lie, to not say what was going on, or to, if something had been reported to them, they would, make them downplay it.
Okay, so far we're gonna fast forward through that, but we're gonna keep that in mind of what she already explaining and going through. So far, so far. So right now I got the transcript of that. We got zoom in. So she's adopted mother ran the show. Her mother had wore the big pants in the household. Her mother was a hoarder, and she was sent to a private Christian school, and that's when she found out she was different than others. And she also mentioned that her mother didn't really know how to take care of her hair, and that's why it had made her even look more like out of place. Her mother likes the attention from churches. Did she speak about her boyfriend that she met? Nah, I don't think. I think she probably did. She mentions she was naive and didn't have no idea on how people can take advantage of you in the real world because she was sheltered. She was homeschooled and she was kept in the house. So yeah, that's how much we done went to. That's how far we done got with it. So about to go to 17 mark right here.
Pretend family where she was this amazing woman that adopted all these kids and fostered all these kids. She let it continue because she just, it was more important to her to look good and all these things than to protect the children, which is, if you're a foster parent, that's what you're supposed to do. But I didn't personally find out about that until many years later. So to kind of skip ahead, so that was basically my childhood. Then we get to, I'm probably about 17 or 18.
Now we about to meet the boyfriend.
One of our like outings when we actually did get to go out of the house would be to like Walmart or like the mall. We did go on vacations, here and there. So I met my future husband at Walmart. He was working there. So that's where I met Eugiene, who would.
See, that's what we're going to stop right there, because she said that's where she met Eugiene, And when I first heard that, it just, come on, y'all. Like, think about the name Eugene. And I'm not trying to too much roast. Listen, I know I'm not trying to roast, but it just kind of threw me off. It's like Eugene. And I was thinking of something else, but it wasn't that. It wasn't that at all. Eugene, once again, let me give y'all a description of how Eugene look. Off his actions, we do some analysis over here. Let's just say this is Eugene. Yeah, this is like, and I know every time I try to like put a picture that comes to my mind or something link, I know y'all be like, oh, brother. But I'm just trying to paint this image because ain't no way, just off of his actions alone. My bad. Let me go ahead and pull the transcripts up because his actions all alone was like, yo, this is not normal. This is not us. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, he might have the complexion, but it's like, no, like this dude is a free agent. He's not on the team over here, just off of how he acting and what he doing. You feel what I'm saying? That's when he met her boyfriend, and we yeah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just go to how her boyfriend treated her. That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna go to how her boyfriend had treated her, and we're just gonna keep it pushing from there because it gets real wicked.
Would talk down to me, would mock me. It was okay for him to, like, if he felt like if he wanted to compliment me and tell me I look beautiful or anything, that was fine. But if he felt like I was feeling like confident on a certain day, or maybe I was looking at myself in the mirror for too long, he would make sure to say things like, oh, who are you putting all that makeup on for? Like, that looks ridiculous. Like, who are you trying to look good for? He's told me, and I guess, like I said, it all ties in because he also kind of taught me to be ashamed of what I am. So he would tell me things like, oh, okay, so he's African American. So he would tell me things like, don't ever think that you're special or better than anyone else because, you're mixed or you're half white, like you're not better than anyone else.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And this right here is when I was like, yeah, he's not, because when she was explaining all that and then she mentioned what his ethnicity was, it just didn't add up. It just did not add up. It just did not add up. Again, let me go ahead and digress. One more time, just to put that image in y'all head because I don't want any wrong ideas or any assumptions. This is Eugene. And I'm just gonna let the picture speak for itself right there. That's Eugene. So we gonna go ahead and like put that on wax right there, put that on papers, and we're gonna keep it pushing to the other one. All right, let's go. Come on. Oh dang.
Whenever we could be out to dinner with friends and things like that, and he would like mock me and he would mock me. He would make fun of like my little routines that I had, because I'm like a very routine person. So he would like do impressions of me, and like, other people probably thought it was like funny and he was like joking, but he was literally mocking me in front of people. Even his mom was awful to me. She would make fun of the way I spoke because I guess I spoke too properly. She would call me white girl as if that's supposed to be some type of an insult. I used to be very sickly, and she told me that.
I wonder how Eugene mother look. That's the question right there. Cause what the hell is going on? We already know where he get that from, where Eugene get it from with the color is BS. But just the fact that his mother is with the fuckery too, it's like, what are we doing here?
That's because you're not supposed to mix the bloods. So when, people intertwine and mix, it makes, I guess it makes a weaker person. So that's why you're not supposed to do that. Whenever anyone would say anything nice to me or compliment me, she would like snicker, like, you know. So between him and his, mom and the family I had, I basically like had the worst self-esteem, self-worth of anyone. I had like no self-value, and the cheating continued. It got to the point where like the girls that because the thing is with him, and I think a lot of narcissists is that they love attention, and so they're not going to just go and just cheat on you with some random person. It's not going to be a one and done type of thing. They literally live double lives. And so he would, just like he did to me, he would tell these girls that he was cheating on me with, like, I don't really want to be with her, we're going to separate, you're the one I want to be with. So he would like manipulate them, and then they would see that he wasn't going to leave me, and then they would go crazy and start harassing me. So I would just be trying to live and work and, just live my life. And I'd be getting phone calls from, these girls like telling me, oh, I was with your man last night, and, he says he doesn't love you, and, he says all these awful things about you, and, whatever.
This remind me of that live I did, and they removed it. They had struck it down. It was Hurt Bay. Bay Hurt Girl, something like that. Let me see. It was Hurt Bay. I think that's what it's called. I think it was Hurt Bay, was it? Or Bay, that girl who had been talking to that guy, and she was like, he was giving her all the signs of like, I don't want to be with you. Like, it was in college, she smashed her, and she was still, yeah, it's Hurt Bay right here. So he smashed her, and he just had another girl come around, and then she was still in his dorm, I'm assuming, I believe, I remember, while he was in the other room smashing the other girl. And the way she was explaining it, it just been like, what are you doing? But we ain't gonna judge just yet, because I get it, everybody don't have the best upbringing, best childhood, but it's like, which one is it? I'm gonna click on probably this one because it's like short anyway.
What's up, girl? Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, yo, what's up, man?
Where'd you guys meet? Man, we met at my cousin's Shake That Ass party. Yeah, she was up in there twerking that thing. She was doing that on all my homies except me, acting like she ain't like me.
No, I didn't like you.
Man.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
All right, let's go.
He's so funny. He's so funny with it. Not only did we sex until the morning,
Every day.
but I'm such a gentleman. I ate the groceries as well as brought.
Bring my groceries upstairs.
That's right. I did. I'm amazing.
Oh, bro, I know y'all getting tired of me hitting that. I'm not gonna hit it again.
What did you do?
Huh? What you mean? Like what? Like
Like what?
This is her, like the way she talking.
What y'all got me in here for?
I would go through his phone, and I would like see text messages or like pictures.
Hey!
Yeah. So once again, I think I gotta exit out of that. That's what it had remind me of, the way she's like breaking it down and talking about it. But carry on. We'll see.
So I was constantly being harassed by all these women that he had manipulated. So I I was not happy in life. I was miserable and full of stress and anxiety constantly. By this time, I had I had a little bit, I'm sorry, let me backtrack. A little bit before we got married, I had gone back to the foster, not the, the, what is it called? The
All right, while she over there
adoption agency where I was
getting that
adopted
right, we're gonna
from,
go ahead and pull up.
because I wanted to see if they
Hold
could
on.
find anything out about my mom for me. And I was really lucky because the woman who handled my personal adoption was still working there and was like literally a month out from her retirement.
Okay, we hear
And
you.
so she spoke with me and she said, I can't tell you anything personally, but what I can do is I'll take down your information. I do know who your grandmother is, and I will try to contact her. And so she did that for me. And so after that, my mom ended up
42
reaching out
minutes
to
and
me,
30 seconds.
and I was so excited.
That's what we about to get to, y'all. 42 minutes and 32 seconds. Oh, but then again, I don't know if I played this on this live. I probably did it on the last live, but let's go ahead and do that one more time real quick. Just real quick, one more time for the one time. I'm about to put that sound bit in. You feel what I'm saying?
Brown paper bag.
The struggle.
Brown paper bag.
Yeah, the struggle is real. The struggle is definitely real about that. Especially when she was talking about how her boyfriend and her boyfriend's mother was putting their input on, like, what are we doing? Like, just trying to downplay her. That's crazy right there. So 42 minutes and 20 seconds is what we're going to go to when we start seeing Eugiene act out.
I was in the bathroom,
Oh, my bad.
like supposed to be cleaning, and I walk into the bathroom and he has a phone.
One second.
I see him with the phone, the other phone, and he like throws it in the drawer and closes the drawer. And so I'm like, I go in and I go to open the drawer. He got so angry that he shoved me out of the bathroom into the wall in the hallway. And I literally just crumpled to the floor and was crying. And he stepped over me like a piece of garbage. I'm laying on the floor hysterical, and he literally stepped over me like I was a piece of garbage. This all happened in front of my daughter and his son. His son called 911.
Oh, so I think, is she trying to be like, what's the other girl name? Trying to get a bag? It was, remember that tall girl who was 6 foot, and she was telling this whole story on Mark, Soft White Underbelly, and he ended up buying her a BMW and an apartment and another car on top of that, and giving her bread. And she came back again, and she was like, sorry.
To try to protect me.
I'm just saying, I'm not,
The cops came, and like so many abused women do, I covered for him. And then he told his son, I'm ashamed of you for doing that.
Hold on, so you... Question for the people in the chat, in the comments. I get it. We heard about her upbringing. We heard about the child abuse and everything she went through. But so since she went through that, can we just say, like, when she said she covered for him and everything, like, is that from her trauma in the past? Or is that what we consider Stockholm Syndrome? And I looked it up. I had my notes on Stockholm Syndrome, but she ain't been captivated. She wasn't, but she was not like, how do I put it? Like kidnapped on the streets, like picked up. Like, brother, let's go to Stockholm Syndrome real quick. My bad, y'all. Stockholm Syndrome right here. Okay, so we want to look. Is a proposed condition in which hostages develop a psychological bond with their captors. It is supposed to result from a rather specific set of circumstances, namely the power imbalances contained in a hostage taking, kidnapping, and abusive relationships. Okay, abusive relationships. Therefore, it is difficult to find a large number of people who experience Stockholm Syndrome to conduct studies with any sort of validity or useful sample size. But I keep hearing Stockholm Syndrome, and I had looked that up because I remember when I was young, they said it was about a bank. Uh, which I can't read. I could zoom in more, but it says Normal Stork Robbery. I think I butchered that name, but that's the bank. Uh, it actually happened in Stockholm. 20 August 23rd to August 28th in 1973. So it was 5 days. He was inside the Olsson, that's the name. He was inside the Presbyterian store in central Stockholm where he masked himself. He entered the what the hell kind of credit banking, okay, with a submachine gun, damn, Tommy gun under his jacket and took four people hostage, demanding that Clark Olofsson be brought to him along with 3 million Swedish krona. Olofsson was a repeat offender who had committed several armed robberies and acts of violence. The first at the age of 16. Blasey, blasey, blah, blah. He spoke twice in Swedish. He spoke to the Swedish Prime Minister. The robbery ended on the 28th of August after the police deployed gas. Olsson, as well as the hostages, and Clark Olofsson all survived unharmed. Olsen was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Just what, 10 years? Wow. He was released in early 1980s. Of course, we know. Since the robbery, Olsen has not been convicted of any other crimes. He lived in Thailand. Why you pick Thailand out of all the places? I think he became a passport bro. I'm just saying, listen, I'm just saying, because it just, come on, hear me out, y'all. That's for another time anyway. But he has since returned to Helsingborg, where he has operated an automobile repair shop and is now retired. Olsen has shown remorse for his actions as a habitual offender and has openly apologized for the hostage situation in Normalstan. When I had a look at that, I was like, interesting, because I could have sworn this is what he stated. I'm assuming that was right after he did it, or who knows, but he said this from his mouth, from the source on Wikipedia. It was the hostages' fault. They did everything I told them to. Is that narcissistic or that stalker? If they had it, I might not be here now. Why didn't any of them attack me? Because you had a submachine gun. They made it hard to kill. They made it hard. They made it hard to kill. They made us go on living together day after day, like goats in the filth. In that filth, there was nothing to do but get to know each other. I want y'all opinions in the comments about that, because what she's going through, the girl we talking about, and again, I'm gonna let y'all see it again. Yeah, that is Eugiene, but her. So we're gonna go back to the Stockholm Syndrome thing. Oh, that right there, that's for later on in the live. Hopefully this thing won't be acting crazy. But I want y'all to look at this part real quick.
In 1977, 20-year-old Colleen Stan was kidnapped while hitchhiking to a friend's house. Her kidnappers, a couple named Cameron and Janice Hooker, kept Stan as a slave for 7 years, repeatedly assaulting her and making her spend most of her time in a coffin-like box. Stan was made to sign a so-called contract agreeing to be a slave and was told by her captors that a powerful organization called the Company would track her down and harm her family if she attempted to escape. Despite being allowed to visit her family, Stan refused to flee and returned to her abductors. Even after escaping, thanks to the assistance of Janice, Stan persisted in contacting and sympathizing with her captor Cameron. So next time you hear the term Stockholm Syndrome, remember that it's a complicated psychological response that can happen amid the most unexpected of circumstances.
Oh my gosh, she has sounded so monotone. But, so her situation, what's her name? This woman right here who was hitchhiking, this was and put in a box. Okay, let's go. She was hitchhiking, got snatched up by these couple right here for 7 years. 7 years she was in this box, and they said something about not UFOs. They said the men in black, gonna get her if she escaped or kill her family or something, and made her sign a contract. I ain't gonna lie, it went real left. I ain't gonna lie, it went left. It got wicked. But her situation right here, compared to her situation, is that similar? What y'all think? What y'all think in the comments? I really want to know if that's similar, or it's a reach, or y'all don't know. shut up, Grump, and keep on going with the dang show. And that's why I go ahead and keep doing it. Not this right here.
For calling the cops on me. And that broke my heart because he was this little boy who shouldn't be witnessing this, was trying to protect.
Oh, good. David Kane. I feel like it's that same feeling when something happens at the house and your parents say not to tell anyone. There is some kids who still tell, but overall, I get what you're saying. It's not to say nothing. Mind your business. But when you like, I'm assuming she's older than me. I'm assuming, let's say she's 30 years old. When you're 30 years old, I get it. I get it, trauma. But isn't this kind of similar to, let's say if I grew up and I didn't have no parents, and let's say that life been hard on me, and I'm 30 years old now, and I'm like, life sucks. The reason why I'm in this situation is because my upbringing. I want to know, can you use that same scenario to her situation, or is it like, I don't know, definitely Stockholm Syndrome though. Yep. Right.
Me. Needless to say, after that, Debbie never sent him for a visit again, and I don't blame her. Funny enough, me and Debbie became really good friends, and I started confiding in her and talking to her about everything. And, she went through the same thing with him, so she understood more than anyone. And
Okay, those of y'all don't know, I believe I skipped that part, but Debbie she met her boyfriend, parent, husband at this time, at Walmart, and he was charming and all that. And since she was homeschooling in the house, trapped in the house, she wasn't aware of how people could, play some con games, or, take advantage of you, or tell you, like, she wasn't aware of how people could be mischievous in the real world. So, boom, she done started talking to the guy that she met at Walmart. And at that time, he was smashing her, and he had another girl living with him while he was talking with her, while she was staying with her foster parents. And his girlfriend that he had before he met her had reached out, which was Debbie, reached out to her and been like, hey, I know you seem like a nice girl, but he's a liar. He's supposed to lie, this and that, da da da. Just, I'm telling you what it is, just stay away. And, since she is not unaware, and, her puppy love and all that, she kept on fooling back with him. And then they were like to the point fighting over him. And then he ended up getting Debbie, his girl who was living with him, pregnant. And then she fell back. Her world fell apart. And then Debbie, he was still cheating. So Debbie was like, okay, I'm leaving you. Then his girlfriend moved out of his house to her parents somewhere up north. And she was like, oh, I could finally be with him. Because his girl and the mother of his child both left his house. So she ended up staying with him. And then he kept doing the same thing. And then she ended up getting pregnant. And then this situation she's explaining. And then she ended up getting in contact with Debbie years down the line. And they became friends. But at first they were like, enemies, fighting over the same guy. So that's what she's trying to say right there. Brianna, at some point, you need accountability once you have self-awareness. Yeah, this sound like drama. Yeah, David King, this do sound like drama, because it's like, Mark, I think you set us up, because you got to start with these titles right here. You said narcissist, and I'm over here thinking it's something like that. Because when I see that word, I'm thinking like, no one's like, what's the character I'm thinking? Okay, I'm going to show you what character I'm thinking real quick. Soon as it pops up. But damn, I mean, dun, 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 dun. American Psycho novel. This is what I'm thinking of. But I know y'all be like, that's a psychopath. I get it. Or check this out. Norman Bates' mother from Bates Motel. If y'all know what I'm talking about. the characters. Norma Louise Bates. This the character that plays Norma Louise Bates. So this is the real one. Is it American Thriller? No, she is the now deceased and victim. Oh, fictional character. But anyways, we're just gonna go with this right here. She was the one who played Norman Norman's mother on Bates Motel. And I don't know what the hell Norman was. I think he was just straight off. He was thrown all the way off. You know what I'm saying? Thrown off. But this is the type of stuff that pops in my mind. I know it's extreme and I know it's movie like, but I'm thinking it's gonna be something like that, Mark, when you title this Narcissist. But no, this was like 40 something minutes of what the hell?
Uh,
Like like a scary movie. Y'all know the movie Scream? When they be like, hello, and they be like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm in your house. And they're like, where you at? No, you're not. Who's this? And they'll start walking around the house looking, and they see the person. They're like, why are you here? And the person's swinging a knife at them, and they still asking questions. This is what it kind of starting to look like. But we're gonna carry on real quick.
she would offer to like help me to get away from him, and she's like, I did it, you can do it, and I just wasn't strong enough. At one point, we tried marriage counseling, and
Oh boy,
he didn't. He ended up not liking it because the therapist saw right through him, and we would do individual.
And this is how I know. You hear me? This is how I know, Eugene, you're lame. Because if you was really the opposed narcissist, like how they say, you'd be like, "How dare you tell me what to do?" You would stand on top of the tables. You would not be like, "Okay, I'll go to therapy with." Like, what the hell? If I'm not mistaken, narcissists don't do nothing for other people like that. Let me see. Damn, I zoom all the way in. We go back out real quick. We go back out. Let me go back out. So we got dominance, spouse. Let's go with the spouse and dominance. Dominance and spouse. Let's see what it tells us. Entitlement, excessive admiration and dominance, which could lead to their spouse making an innocent claim in order to avoid blame. While their unreasonable expectations and grandiose behavior, as well as the hypersensitivity to criticism, leads to personal gratification and validation. To better understand their behavior, a list of actions should be generated in order to display their traits. Yeah, that's just not. Tell the AI to do more. Current editor, be like, okay, let me ask a question then. Over spouse. Dominance over spouse. Go ahead, highlight all that. Highlight all that real quick. Let me see. I feel they'll convince you of change, but not actually do it, like gaslighting to continue the cycle they want. Okay. So you're saying that pretty much it's like a gaslighting tactic that is being done with them when they be like, hey, okay, I get help or something like that, right? Skip. Edit query. We be like dominance over spouse, narcissist. Damn, I butchered that name. I'm not a psychologist, but possibly. Yeah, I get it. I know, but it's just kind of interesting. What psychological and behavioral dynamics can be identified in the interactions between a narcissistic partner and an innocent partner when the narcissistic partner is exhibiting dominance over the innocent partner through grandiose action, unreasonable. And we just sorry, more questions. It's like they're giving the same one. What are the effects of narcissistic tendencies on the perceived level of dominance within the intimate partner relationship? That's a good question. I should develop that then, because that's starting to make more sense now. Domestic violence is often a result of one spouse dominating the other and can have devastating consequences. And he just had, through from what she said, football shoved her and she hit the other side of the room wall when she had caught him using his other phone. And his son called the police on him. And, that was the first domestic dispute right there that went down. I'm about to say that the graph though, because that do make more sense. So admiration, dominance, entitlement. That's kind of what it is. That's what it kind of give me that vibe for. But we're gonna keep going to the video though. I just had wanted to make sure so I could I'm trying to get more of an understanding of it. The more responses, domestic violence, class result, behaviorally, spouse dominant. Okay. Often manifest entitlement, admiration, tension, partner can have devastating consequences such as emotionally distancing themselves or paranoia when trying to avoid blame. Therefore, it is essential for both parties to claim innocence and make orders so as not to attract this sense of dominance, which brings with it hypersensitivity and fear. That's what we kind of like went over right there. Domestic abuse is a problem that can occur when one spouse seeks dominance over the other one. Domestic abuse is often rooted in the partner's attempt to maintain control and dominance over their spouse. One more time, and I'm about to go ahead and go back to the video. Spousal dominance often has a negative impact on relationships as one partner may feel their autonomy is being taken away or their opinion is not valued. And that's kind of something similar to what she was saying. One way for a spouse to demonstrate dominance in a relationship is through their behavior and attitude. Okay, I'm done. The traditional gender roles, dominant spouse and subservient partner, are still prevalent in many relationships. All right, okay, I'm out of it.
Individual counseling and like couples counseling. And one day, the last time I went to that appointment with the therapist, she said to me, she's like, I'm taking off my professional hat. And she said to me, he will never change. He does not care. He sees no problem with the things that he's doing. If you want to leave him, I have resources. I will help you leave him.
Ain't no fucking way.
The therapist.
Boy, ain't no way.
Hold on. You said that with like, let's just look at her facial expressions when she say this right here. Let's go ahead real quick.
With the things that he's doing. If you want to leave him, I have resources. I will help you leave him.
Now let's just see how she looks.
The therapist said that to me.
Is this like a pity party or something? Let me see. Okay, the therapist said that to you. All right. And she got resources. She got resources. She will help you. All right.
But like I said, because he saw that like he couldn't manipulate the therapist, he cut off he canceled the session, so we weren't going anymore.
Yeah, I paused on the right moment where you just like, you hear that one more time.
Manipulate the therapist, he cut off he canceled the session, so we weren't going anymore.
That just okay. Benefit of the doubt. I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt because that don't make sense, and I'm gonna have to write down a diagram to try to analyze that. Let's go. So
this went on for a really long time. I would go to work with black eyes, and a lot of people kind of knew what was going on, so they wouldn't even question it. I would go to work with a black eye, and they would just sit me down and like help me cover it so I could work. Like it was so sad. And
she's trying to get the bag from our.
I at one point even became anorexic because they say, when you can't control your life, people that develop eating disorders, it's because that's the only thing they can control. So I became anorexic for a really long time, and at one point I was literally 100 pounds, and I was like a skeleton.
All right, okay. We see what's going on right here, and I'm glad I had clipped this part right here, so that y'all could see what this is pretty much the scenario of. It's something. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Bree. That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm thinking the same thing too. It's like, whoa, like what? Is you trying to write a book or something? Like, oh, I'm not trying to downplay that situation. But let's go ahead and hear this real
And
quick.
so she told them the very, very, very sad story of Luna.
I was raised in a broken and abusive household.
This chicken is cold!
When I turned 17, I ran away to Hong Kong, where I met triad boss Kenny Wu, my first love.
Bitch! This chicken is cold!
After that, I had one terrible relationship after another. I suffered every kind of abuse imaginable. Verbal.
I told you not to wash my bloody ski mask with detergent because it irritates my f***ing eczema!
Spiritual.
Look at you. Nobody wants you but me. You ain't shit without me. You
Okay.
without me equals shit. You understand that, you ugly fat bitch? Now let me borrow your car.
You see what I'm talking about? Like, y'all kind of understand where this is going? Because that's exactly what it's giving me. It's giving me that dang. Yeah, exactly. That's what popped in my head. I'm just doing linking over here, y'all. Ain't nothing, ain't nothing new I'm doing. Just trying to link what I'm hearing. I'm just trying to, you know what I'm saying? Because let's go back.
I became anorexic for a really long time. And at one point, I was literally 100 pounds. And I was like a skeleton. I was sick all the time. I had no energy. I would just randomly pass out. And even seeing me like that, he, instead of trying to get me help or put me in some type of a program, he would say, look at you. Like when you bend over, I can see your spine. That's disgusting. Things like that. But kind of like my
Good
family to the outside
observation,
looking in,
David.
we
My
were
bad.
this
I didn't mean to
normal
be loud. Good
couple.
observation.
He would buy me gifts and things like that, I guess to make up for everything he was doing. But he's the type of person where if he does something nice for you, he wants everyone to know. So if we went out to dinner, with friends, he'd be like, oh, Deanna, did you show everyone the ring I bought you? Did you show everyone the purse I got you? It was always things like that. He was always worried about appearances. He always had to be better than everyone else. Hurricane Wilma had destroyed our house, destroyed it. So when
Yeah. And David, that was actually good at what you said right there. You said, to me, it looks like she's disappointed in herself and she's repressed too, like removed from her emotion. And yeah, I actually I agree with that in a way because it reminded me of the other soul survivors, other victims who've been on Mark Soft White Underbelly channel, and there was few of them that they were like, it was one girl, she was like, yeah, he just had put chloroform on my face and I woke up and I was in the back of a Connex locked up and he made me play his stepsister and I was stuck with him for 3 days and then I thought he was gonna kill me and then I woke up in a ditch and I just got out the hospital. Yeah. It just kind of, it's like, whoa. And that woman who told the story, she had a black eye and it looked like she really did went through that. Where she explained, like, you could look and be like, okay, how the hell you walking and how the hell you doing this interview? And that's when you realize, okay, she a smoker. But she don't appear to me to be a smoker or on any antidepressants. This is like pure trauma right here from her upbringing. So again, David, I agree with you in a sense on that. It's like, once you get so much trauma, it's like your brain protects you, like you separate. It's like you there, but you separate kind of from it. It's like you observing. It's like she's the observer of it. And then there's sometimes when she says certain things, it's like the Boondocks reference I had played, but that's a good one. Static. She one of them girls that self-diagnosed PTSD. Disassociate. Thank you. Hey, y'all doing good. Hey, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all see how y'all be helping me. We solve this all together with all our resources and everything. I appreciate that, y'all. Yeah.
when we got insurance money to fix it, he was telling our friends about, how we're, redoing the house and everything. And I was like, yeah, because of Wilma, we got insurance money. I got scolded when we got home because he says, why did you tell people we fixed it because of Wilma? Like, why are you telling people we're only doing it because we got insurance money? Because he wanted people to think that he had all this money and we were just, randomly redoing our entire house. Like, everything was about appearances. So I just kind of I got to the point where I just said, I guess this is just my life. Like, this is it. I have to at least stick it out until my daughter is 18, and then maybe I can get out of this. Because my whole thing was I wanted her to have the normal life that I didn't have, which is a lot of mistakes which is a big mistake that I think a lot of women make, because they don't realize that the kids get to the point where they know what's going on. You're not giving them a normal life. You're showing them that this is okay to accept. So the last straw for me, I had over the years tried to leave him. It never worked out. Like they say, abused women, I think it takes like an average of 8 times to really leave. But the last straw for me was, and then another thing that I want to say is, it bothers me when people are like, oh, just leave and just get out of it. And, like it's so easy. Let me tell you, you do not leave a narcissist. You do not just leave a narcissist. So,
yeah, and I get it. I understand what she's saying, but the way she says, like, come on. But I get it. It's easy to be like, just leave or just get out, or for any scenario. Because that person who's saying that is not putting themselves in your perspective or in your situation, any given situation. So I could get how it kind of irritates you when they're like, well, just leave. What's wrong? Yeah, but we going to definitely hold you, somewhat accountable on your end too. Which we are all glad that I hope you got out of it. I thought narcissism was spectrum.
When my daughter was probably 9 or 10 years old, she had a breakdown. And she said, Mom, she's like, I have to tell you something. And I don't want you to get upset at me, but I have to tell you like what's going on. I said, what's going on? So she tells me that he's been taking her around other women and telling her to lie to me about it. Telling her to say, oh, we went here, we went there. Just making, it was eating her up inside that he was making her lie for him. And so she told me, and she's like, and then she said, and he has, I can tell you where his other phone is. She's like, I know he has another phone. I'll tell you where it is, and I know the code. Because my daughter's smart. She sees everything. And so she told me where it was. I got it. And I knew if he caught me with it, it would be like, I wasn't going to deal with, I didn't want to deal with what he would do if he caught me with it. So he was home at the time. He was doing like some work outside. And so I told her, Mommy is going to take a drive. I will be right back. So I got in my car and I drove to like some parking lot. I went into the phone, and the things I saw on that phone were just vile. Like the things he was telling other women, there were times when he said he was literally at a funeral and he was at a hotel room with another woman.
All right, so can a victim be a narcissist as well? It is possible for a victim of narcissistic abuse to develop narcissistic traits as a result of their experience. This is known as reactive abuse. However, it is important to note that this does not mean that the victim has developed a full-blown personality disorder. Okay, and what the hell is reactive abuse? Chat, Bing, AI. Just to make sure. God damn, you gave me a lot. I should say explain to me like 5. I should give that prompt for it. Reactive abuse is a term used to describe a situation where a victim of abuse reacts in a way that is abusive towards their abuser. This can happen when the victim feels like they have no other way to protect themselves or when they are trying to regain control of the situation. It is important to note that reactive abuse does not excuse the abuser's behavior and that it is still important for victims to seek and help. Okay, I get it. It makes sense now.
He would take, pictures of, their sexual acts. Like I could not believe what I was seeing in the phone.
Okay, doesn't mean.
So he finally realizes that I'm gone, and he calls me and he's like, where are you? And I said, oh, I'm sitting in the parking lot. And at this point, I think having concrete proof kind of made me stronger, because he couldn't tell me anymore, like, oh, that's not happening. That's not what's going on. And, everything. So I said to him, I said, I'm in the parking lot looking at your phone. And he said, what do you mean my phone? I'm like, your phone. And he goes, he got real serious. Like he would be so cocky. And then he got real serious. He's like, well, you don't know the code. I said, yes, I do. And I told him the code. He immediately called the phone company. And as I'm holding the phone, it clears out. He wiped the phone. He called and like wiped the phone.
Let me see if that's possible. If my phone gets stolen, can I call the phone company to immediately wipe the phone out? That's a good question right there, by the way. Yeah, I see that comment. I'm gonna get to the static because that you said some real facts right there. Yes, you can call your phone company to have them wipe your phone remotely if it gets stolen. This is known as a remote wipe, and it is a feature that is available on most smartphones. You can also use this feature to wipe your phone if you lose it or if you want to sell it or give it away. Yeah, but like I think if you have an Android, actually they just had this update like 2 months ago on Apple where you could like if you're a celebrity or if you have sensitive information on your phone, you could like press this button in the settings area where it could just lock it, or you could do it from iCloud. So I get it. But this was years, like, hold on, he probably reported. Yeah, he did report it stolen. That's exactly what it was. But the thing is, if you report stolen, was the police document? Yeah. All right, let me go to the comments because y'all had dropped some knowledge up in here. I thought, okay, doesn't that mean she possessed like I heard this theory that people can be addicted to anger. I imagine toxicity and the attention that comes with it can self-perpetuate, right? I feel sorry for the men that's left to deal with this. Damn, sure. My bad, I ain't laugh. That's messed up. Like cancel the other out. Laugh a lot. That's a good move right there. James, don't. They're willingly trading in house box for sanity. He probably reported it stolen, but a real boss would have their phone encrypted. Oh, see, he knows something. David knows something now. David knows something.
But I had already made sure I like took with my phone. I had taken pictures. I had sent myself stuff. So, whatever. So I go back home and I tell him, I'm like, listen, I said, I don't care that you wipe the phone. Like, I want you to know that I'm done. Like, I mean it this time. This is over. I'm done. You brought our kid. I said,
it was probably the 8th time.
I could deal with the things that you're doing, but the fact that you brought our child into it and made her lie to her mother, I said, now I'm done. I said, because the only reason I'm still with you is because I wanted her to have a better life. So he ended up getting mad at my daughter, mad at our daughter for telling the truth because they don't like the truth to come out ever. And I tried to take her and leave, and he held me hostage in the house with her. He took away the car. He took my car keys. He took our phones. He took her iPad, and he would not let me leave. So I ended up having to, stay the night. And the next day he went to work, and I called him and I said, just so you know, I'm not, like, this is serious. Like, I'm done. Like, I don't want to be in this anymore. I'm done. And he, and this was when things really got crazy, when he knew, like, we were done.
Oh boy, we about to see it. Eugiene,
he knew I was serious. And so I had friends that were kind of trying to help me, and he started stalking me at that point. So I guess he must have had either a tracker on my phone or in the car or whatever. So one day I wasn't answering his calls or anything, and he went to where I was, and when I came out into the parking lot, he had been sitting in my car because he had a key to my car. So he was sitting in my car in the dark, and when I got in the car,
okay,
he started screaming at me. So I jump out of the car, and he's literally attacking me in the parking lot. And when I tried to jump in my car and start it to leave, he had unplugged the battery, so I couldn't start the car. And so the cops came, and we had to do a police report and everything. There was another incident where he must have left his car somewhere else, and when I had got home one day with our daughter, I had like coffee and stuff, and the
She got
house was dead
combat boots
quiet.
on, y'all.
And my daughter goes, Mom, I hear something weird, like someone's in the house. I'm like, you know what? Just as I say what, I turn and he comes
Hold on.
barreling out of the hallway and like grabs me. And the coffee and everything,
Hold on. Drip check, drip check, drip check, drip check. Let's put this on full screen drip check. All right, I'm gonna just mute it real quick so we can focus. Got the Tomb Raider outfit on. Yep. It's like, the movies where Laura Croft did Indiana Jones and pretty much went through, got tatted up. Got I don't know if those, in high school, the goth or emo, they had that, but it was like more baggy. And, they had the pants at the bottom was like, they walked on their pants under their shoes or under their boots. They didn't really tuck it in. We gonna keep going. Okay, so blacked out Ronald McDonald boots. Yeah, she a soul survivor. She definitely made it through. She made it through. Yeah. So let's go ahead and finish this off.
And I'm like, you know what? Just as I say what, I turn and he comes barreling out of the hallway and like grabs
Cowboy
me.
Wild in the chat.
And the coffee and everything, steaming hot coffee all over me. My daughter's screaming. He's calling me every name in the book. Where were you? You slut, you whore. Like, who do you think you are? Like, how dare you like not answer my calls and everything. So at that point, I knew I was going to have to get through this. I was going to have to get a restraining order. And so he also, at this point, had turned off all my credit cards, pulled all the money out of our joint banking account, and wouldn't let me have access to any money. So I had to, I felt like I was preparing for a storm, which I literally was. So before he had done that, I went and bought like everything we would need for the house, because even though I was working, he made a lot more than me. So I was dependent on him, and he knew that. So I went and bought like basic necessities, food, toilet paper, laundry detergent, soap, like, all these things I kind of stocked up. So when he found out I had went and filed the restraining order, I wasn't home at the time. So he went into the house, and I had changed the locks already, because I knew they were going to be serving him that day.
Kind of Tomb Raider.
He broke into the house, took everything that I had bought to, take care of me and my daughter for the next however long. So I got to the house. He was in there, taking everything out. The cops came and literally had to tell him, put some of the stuff out. He was taking out all the TVs and everything because, he wanted to punish me for leaving him. So they let him get his things and left, and, let him leave. And when they wouldn't let me in the house while he was in there. So once he left, I went into the house. He, along with his stuff, he made sure he took, every piece of jewelry he bought me, my computer, my iPad, most of the TVs,
Dang, see, and this is why. This is not the 1960s. No, this ain't Color Purple no more. And this is why I actually feel some of the women, when they, you gotta have a foundation of your own in a way. I'm not trying to say go full, you can do whatever you want to do, but that don't mean try to be millionaire, or if you want to, if you can, yeah. But what I mean is she had a job, but he was, I guess, the breadwinner. He probably took a course from Fresh and Fit, and he probably got certified, and he make $95K, $110K a year. So he used that as leverage to get himself. I don't want to put her in the definition of what we created of Tomb Raider yet, because there wasn't the mindset we would, like FT and Bay, we already established that. But he got your phone, your card, credit cards, and all that. So it's you pretty much asked out, so you get what I'm saying? It's he's that's why. And I'm not trying to say he probably an educated lame or not. It ain't nothing wrong with education, but it's this term that they call Well, educated lame is somebody who try to get at a girl. Usually, it'd be a girl that they want in high school or when they're like in their early 20s, and that girl is not interested in them. And then, like 8, 10 years pass by, that guy is like a chemobiologist or whatever, and the girl that he was trying to get, the stereotypical thing they perceive, be like, let's just say she's down. Then he'll like come back around and be like, I got the keys, I got the keys. Uh, you will be submissive to me. You will obey me. Or some weirdo shit. So what I'm trying to say is that, yeah, she put herself in a situation with that right there. She got the X, American History X, the movie American History X, Doc Martens. That movie right there was wow. Like that curve stomping scene right there, it like we're not gonna get into that, but let me see. Oh yeah, she do. She do got them. She do got them on. Oh yeah. That's yeah, you're right, absolutely right. She got them Doc Martens on for real. Yeah, she had them on because I see it. Nice, nice observation right there. That was nice. That was very nice. She looked like she carrying a station. I gotta read. I gotta mentally read stuff before I say it out loud because James, you caught me right there. Get licensed. Papers not stopping real crazy. Bree, you are absolutely right about that. You know how many times we keep hearing restraining order? I think movies have made restraining orders weak because it's like I remember next Friday where he had I should have put that in the dang the show. Remember when Day got out talking about, girl, what you doing over here? I got restraining order. You supposed to be 5,000 feet away from my house. She was like, I ain't care about that. And then he walked up to her. He was on his property, his uncle, his house. Walked up to her because she was keying his car, and she pulled out the Charleston White mace and had him squirming, running in circles. That restraining order ain't doing nothing. That restraining order's not doing nothing. Y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that? Like, what the heck? Day, next Friday, Pep. So I think this movie and many other movies have messed it up with that uh restraining order.
Hey, that crazy bitch out there again. What's she doing with that big ass key? Dead. Oh shit. Right now.
Uh-oh.
Scratching the shit out of him. God damn.
Let's go. Let's
Why y'all standing there just looking there?
Look.
Just standing there.
Here we go.
Girl, you supposed to be 1,000 feet away from my house. What you doing over here?
What it look like? Nigga, you can't quit me. I'm pregnant with your baby.
That ain't my baby.
You see what I'm talking about? Them restraining order papers ain't gonna do nothing. Like we not in court yet.
That's my baby right there. Oh man, you keyed my shit, bitch. You keyed my shit.
I got your bitch right here. Shut up, you little punk. Don't nobody quit me. You wait till I tell baby D. She gonna fuck you up.
She sprayed the pimp.
See?
She sprayed the pimp.
Better watch your back.
Be still.
Boy, look
now
like
you
got a fatal attraction on your hand, ain't it?
my bad. That was wild right there. But again, I play that reference because restraining order, like what's that's going to do, especially if he's what you claim for him to be, a narcissist or a stalker, and him like in the movies. Y'all know in the movies or the scary movies when they get in the car, like they finally at the end of the movie they finally ran away from the killer, and they done hop in their car. They found the keys that they were looking for throughout the whole movie. So they done got the keys. They like they run to their car, cranked it up on the first time. Okay, they drive off, or when they put in reverse, the killer's right in the back seat. So is your awareness off? The fact that, because even in my car, I always do that. even though I got my car locked. So it's like, what you got? You got a big, you got a roll. What is it? You got a Range Rover? You got like a big body whip or something? You know what I'm saying? You know, when you got a big whip like that, or those Mercedes or BMWs, then I understand. It's kind of a big body, but even with that, wouldn't you still look around and be like, okay, yeah, 3 rows, yeah, 3 rows. That's probably what she got. It's like, damn, so you really balling. Cause only thing that I can know of you not being that self-aware for somebody to be in your back seat, even if you locked in, he had the key to unlock it. Like in your car, like, are you in the Aston Martin? Are you in a Rolls Royce? That's what I want to know. And I'm talking about the Rolls Royce where you get a driver and they drive you around. Is that why you didn't want to leave so quick? Now we asking the right questions right now, y'all. Let's go.
Because he wanted to punish me. Then he called.
The windows tinted and all.
Now he
right,
knew I
Bree.
was living there with our dog.
Yeah, y'all could sense when somebody's close too. Like, when somebody's looking at you, when you don't feel that breeze, you don't. I'm pretty sure if he's a Eugiene, and you already know how Eugiene look, I'm pretty sure once again, if he looked like that Eugiene guy, his hygiene ain't on point. You kind of get what I'm saying? So if he looked like this, what he do, I'm pretty sure as soon as you get in the whip, you could smell that. And you automatically, or as soon as you open the door, you'll smell that. And you can feel the breeze. Like, what going on? When you dealing with someone with nothing to lose, yep, windows tinted. I can feel when somebody close. She don't recognize his scent. My sense would have went off. See, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I know we don't. I know I'm not the only one. I'm not trying to say I got a canine nose or nothing. I can't smell everything, but I damn sure could smell the presence of somebody else. Whether it's good, like especially with guys too. When I was in Korea, and they call them odysseys, and I'm hungry. It's like odysseys is like older Korean guys, like the eldest type. Some of them be cool, There's one odyssey that I know that's cool, but their diet is different. I'm not saying it's bad. It's probably way better than American diet, of course, if we even have one. But they eat this traditional dish called kimchi. I tried it once. It was all right, but I had too much of it. But it's like cabbage or something. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is that if you're not working out and if your pores is not open, in Korea, when they see American people, and let's say if it's a public bathroom and they walk in, and if you don't conduct your hygiene properly, it's like you will smell like beef because America. But when I was in Korea, and if it be a public restroom that I go into, as soon as I go in, I could just be like, yep, it's about 2 odysseys up in here. Cause the kimchi gives like this cabbage smell. So I know I'm going too in depth, and that's not no canine scent, but it's like, hold on, like, can you not? How do you not smell that? How do you not see that, woman? Like, what's going on here? You're gonna go back and finish how she how she got attacked, and her daughter had said, "Mommy, something." It's like somebody's in the house, and she was like, "What?" Do y'all remember that? I know y'all remember. Yeah, I had to hear that.
And I didn't have any money because he had taken a hotel room with another woman.
Oh.
Daughter, I had like coffee and stuff, and the house.
One more. I'm gonna go.
He must have left his car somewhere else, and when I had got home one day with our daughter, I had like coffee and stuff, and the house was dead quiet, and my daughter goes, "Mom, I hear something weird, like someone's in the house." And I'm like, what? Just as I say what, I turn and he comes barreling out of the hallway and like grabs me.
So your delay, even your daughter has some sense. They be like, "Mom, you sound like somebody's in here." And you got the Starbucks. Like, are you like one of those girls who be on the Scream movie, the horror movies? When they have the popcorn on the pan, y'all know that popcorn that be attached to the pan popcorns that you put on the stove, the gas stove, and you just la-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da, and you hear footsteps in the fall upstairs, you're like, oh, you don't hear it. But that's the killer who just broke inside your window and fell down. And like, are you on that type of unawareness? Like, come on. Your daughter was like, mommy, it's like somebody's in the house, and you got to start like, what? And you just, bah. Now, if you was really on demon time, we probably wouldn't even know you exist right now. We probably wouldn't even see this interview if he was really on demon time. And I'm so glad he's not. I'm so glad he's not. But let me go ahead and fast forward to the ending part right about here.
Them stolen so that I couldn't go and get them turned back on. So I started having doubts, like, is this really worth it? Like, going through all this to be free of this person. So I ended up calling attorneys, and most of them, when I told them my situation, their answer was, well, how are you going to pay me then? Like, you don't have any money, how are you going to pay me? But I eventually...
Hold on, I went too far ahead. There was a part
in the car. He broke into the house, took everything that I had bought to, take care of me and my daughter for the next however long.
Okay.
So I got to the house. He was in there, like, taking everything out. The cops came and literally had to tell him, like, put some of the stuff out. He was taking out all the TVs and, like, everything because, he wanted to punish me for leaving him. So...
Eugiene, did I hear this correctly? Y'all in the chat, did I hear this correctly? She said he broke into the house and started taking his stuff that he bought for her and some of her stuff to punish her. She called the police. And the police showed up. Let me see if I heard that one time.
Literally had to tell him, like, put some of the stuff out. He was taking out all the TVs and, like, everything because, he wanted to punish me.
Okay, I'm gonna hold that. She called the police because he showed up. Oh, damn. He showed up. He broke inside the house. He did a breaking and entering because that's what she said. We're going off of what she said. And she called the police and they showed up. So this is how I know, Eugiene, you're not who we believe that you are. Yeah, you might have that complexion and everything, but what I'm trying to say is that any typical man, especially who look like me and who got the mindset and who's not on no red pill or whatever, you gotta understand that you look at your complexion. She called the police on you. So when the police show up, yes, it's two black people, but come on. Do we have to go again with this? Do we have to say it one more time? Do we have to, refresh your memory?
Brown paper bag. Brown paper bag.
So those of y'all who rock with me from day one, y'all know what I'm talking about. So that's the upper hand right there, all right? And you hearing, I'm just being real of how they gonna put it. This is how I know you ain't on, because you should have been. I'm not trying to put fear. I'm not trying to say fear. Hell no. Not know when police show up, oh, fear this and that. You should know how the system works, my guy. This is how I know you look like this right here. So I'm saying is that I'm not gonna say no name. I'm just gonna use an example of a story. Eugiene, you are the type, like, let's just say that you get in your car and you start doing some Paul Walker Too Fast, Too Furious through the highway, and you speed past the police going 100. They turn their lights on, they follow you, chase you down, you pull over, the cop gets out the car and goes to you and be like, you are reckless driving, I should arrest you, license and registration. And you look at the cop and you act like you about to get your license and registration, and you hit the gas and take off again, doing Paul Walker Too Fast, Too Furious through the highway. The cop has to call back, or he run back in his car, had to chase your ass down again. When they catch you the second time, you are the type, when they catch you the second time, when they drag you out the car and put hands, feet, elbows, and nightsticks on your ass, pause. When they do that, You the type to have the Pikachu face. You the type to have that, whoa, what are you doing? Oh my God. Oh, no, 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 no. You don't understand how the system works right here. And I'm not trying to be on no, I'm not on no sides with that. We already know they already with the effery. You already know how they get down. But just the fact that you thought that you could play around with them like that, and you know half of them are fat and they get out of breath chasing your ass, because you were skateboarding most of your life, and you're from Stone Mountain during the suburb. Like, what I'm trying to say is that this is how I know you ain't had no goddamn sense right here. I know you ain't had no sense. Because it's like, bruh, it should have been known that if you play like that, and then once they stump your ass out, it should be like on some, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I got it. I deserve it. When they put your head and your chest on the engine of their car, because they have been driving 100 miles per hour for 3 minutes to chase your dumb ass, you should already know, like, yeah, okay, this is what I expect. But you the type to be like, oh my gosh, like, whoa, I'm not resisting. It's like, you should know. That's what I'm trying to say. Do y'all understand what I'm trying to say over here, y'all? It's like you playing stupid games and you're risking the fact that you're going to get stupid surprises. You're going to get, it's not right of how law enforcement or whoever's the situation of authority is take that route. Not at all. Absolutely not. I don't agree with it. But it should be an understanding of how you look and the situations going on that you want to play like you're Cody Banks, and you be surprised with the Pikachu face that you're not getting treated like Cody Banks. That is your wake-up call, my guy, Eugiene. So once again, let me stop saying the Pikachu face, because y'all probably Pikachu face me, just so y'all could see where I'm coming from. This right here, this is what I'm talking about. Like when they catch you the second time or the third time, or when you was moving all those furniture out the house, and after you broke and entered, you did a break and enter, and it was a restraining order, even though we know that's weak. But the fact that she had everything laid out and she called the police, like, I got a restraining order. I changed the locks. He did a breaking and entering. He's taking the stuff out of my house. It should not be no, it's my stuff and all that. You got lucky, Eugiene. You got real lucky. Because if they would have been like, you know what? We've been working all day and we come into this fuckery right here. We're going to turn you upside down and shake all the Sonic coins and the goddamn Mario coins out your ass. Pause. We're going to just turn you upside down and we're going to have a field day with you. And once again, Eugiene, off of how your actions is, you look like this, and you're not supposed to look like that. No. If you crashing out, you're supposed to understand that you're crashing out. You're not supposed to be like, whoa, what's going on, man? This is racism. Like, and I don't agree with that. I don't agree with how it's being handled, but I'm just saying, you got to move accordingly, my guy. Got to move accordingly. But let's go ahead and finish this off real quick.
For leaving him. So they let him get his things and left, and let him leave. And when they wouldn't let me in the house while he was in there. So once he left, I went into the house. He, along with his stuff, he made sure he took every piece of jewelry he bought me, my computer, my iPad, most of the TVs, because he wanted to punish me. Then he called, and now he knew I was living there with our daughter. And I didn't have any money because he had taken everything. He turned off our power. He turned off our cell phones. Not only turned off our cell phones, but called and reported them stolen so that I couldn't go and get them turned back on. So I started having doubts, like, is this really worth it? Like, going through all this to be free of this person. So I ended up calling attorneys, and most of them, when I told them my situation, their answer was, well, how are you going to pay me then? Like, you don't have any money, how are you going to pay me?
That's not
But
how it works.
I eventually called this one attorney. His name was actually Mark Bain, and he took the time and listened to my story and gave me advice and told me, like, if you can get together even this amount of money, I'll start the paperwork for you. So
Okay.
we
You
ended
should
up
use
doing
this, the
that.
lawyer, as
The
a
divorce was,
advertisement.
it was hard. He fought me on everything, every step of the way. But eventually, I did make it through it, and we got our divorce. And eventually, I did drop the restraining order, and I tried to kind of like co-parent with him, and because he wasn't
Okay.
like he doesn't like being told what to do, so he wouldn't keep up with like the schedule, like the visitation schedule and everything. And so I tried to like co-parent with him, and we would have times when we would get along, and then times where he once again would just be verbally abusive and nasty. And I even tried taking him to a therapist so we could learn to so we could talk calmly in a safe place with a mediator and learn how to co-parent. And even that therapist, after a few sessions, said, don't bring him here anymore. He doesn't get it. He doesn't want to change. There's no point. So just, stop.
Eugene, I don't know if you got your wake up call because I gotta go in on you before the end of the show. I have to go in on you because it's on my spirit, and I gotta let you know, and I gotta let the guys who look like this know. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Hold on. My guy, you didn't follow with the co-parenting because you don't like to be told what to do. Why are you trying to act like Jody and you a grown ass man? Why are you trying to act like an irresponsible guy? And we know that you had perfect attendance in school. You was on the dean's list. You had build your career up, and you have a good sustainable lifestyle. So why wait now to play hood or to play irresponsible? This is like some midlife crisis retardation shit you want right here for real. And don't like to be told what to do. If that's true, if that's really true, like you really have a problem with authority, oh, you're one of those. You're one of those. I'm telling you, if you want to play Mr. Tough Guy, I've seen it over and over again. It's gonna result to you breaking regardless. Cause you remind me of that, but he's a kid. It was like a 19, 18-year-old kid from New York when they did that big gang bust, that RICO charges on those gangs, and they arrested like over 40 of them. And one of the young boys had got out the police truck, and he looked at the camera and said, "Yo, eat my D." Like, he just wanted attention, I'm assuming that he ain't had no role model or no mentor or no guardian or parent that provided him that attention. So him saying, "Eat my D," pause, because that's what they do in New York. That's what they're saying. That was, hey, I want attention. I'm hurt because I didn't get the attention. So that's what I'm gonna do. But you, Eugene, as a grown man, trying to play that same role, it's like, again, and this is why I kind of steering towards, you could have an education. Shouts out to everybody who got education, but I'm steering towards the educated lame type of characteristics you somewhat have, because it's like you did everything right, but now you want to just do stuff bad. It's like, what the hell are we doing? What are we doing? You got lucky with the breaking and entering, just because you paid for it or just because you was there. You got lucky with the sneaking in her car to attack her and taking her battery charger out. Do you have a scarcity mindset? What is wrong with you? You see what I'm saying, y'all? These are the damn weirdos we talk. This is the weirdos we gotta deal with all the time. Like, we do have to deal with these weirdos, and it's becoming a problem. It's becoming annoying. Let me take this picture off real quick because Eugene, it looked like you ain't had your wake up call. It looked like you didn't have your Negro wake up call, and I think you well overdue for one because it looked like you. I don't know if you just in La La Land or you don't know how the system gets down, but they gonna show you how it get really down, buddy. Cause you playing real games right here off of what she's saying. If she's saying it's true, off of her terms. Cause we gotta see. It'll be crazy. Next week we'll see Eugene on Soft White Underbelly. Oh, I'm gonna have a field day. I gotta see how this guy. I gotta see how this guy look if he show up on Soft White Underbelly. If Eugene show up for an interview, it's gonna be like a good 3-hour segment on that one, and I'm gonna have a good like 2 diagrams with some data. Well, we definitely gonna break that down, but again, let me go ahead and end this off real quick.
So that was basically in 2016 when we divorced, and it's just, it's been me and my...
That's a good question. I've been trying to look into that long time ago, but I couldn't find it. He's been catching rounds for years now. Yeah, because that meme right there with him on the phone, and again, when I show that, that's just a reference point. That's just a reference. That's not really Eugene, but it's just who knows? That guy who I just showed might be a nice guy. But it's just, we put in the image up here because my mind works off of references, scenes, images, characters, characterizations, recent recordings, videos. That's how my mind, it's like a linked mind map. Pretty much this is how, I'm gonna just say this and I'm gonna go ahead and shut up. But right here, what y'all see right here is pretty much how my mind works with putting stuff together with movie scenes and shit. You see how it's like just hovering, all these stuff just link up together. That's how you could hold memory, and that's how you could like be creative and innovative right there. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one like this. I know all y'all are like that. It's just that I actually try to go more deep into it. But yeah, moving on.
My daughter, and I'm in a relationship now that, and the person like loves me and supports me and everything. And it's taken a lot of therapy to work through like everything I've been through, and to learn to like, forgive myself and to forgive, like, you really do have to learn to forgive people that aren't sorry. You have to accept that you're not going to get a sorry. You have to just forgive them and move on with your life. And so that's, kind of where I'm at now. I've had to, after my divorce, my credit was destroyed. I had nothing. I had, barely anything. And I've rebuilt my life. I help run a business. I have my own business. I just bought my first brand new car on my own, which I was just, for most people, that's not a big deal. But for me, like, I never thought I would get to that point where I could do something like that on my own. And our daughter is 16 now, and unfortunately, she doesn't really have much of a relationship with him, and that's taken a toll on her as well. So, like, all I want to do now is just raise her to my focus now is just, to continue to improve our lives and to raise her to love herself and, know how valued she is, so she doesn't have to end up like me and think that that's what she has to settle for and accept. And that's where I'm at.
Do you feel like the childhood you had is kind of what set you up for being...
Yeah, absolutely.
Vulnerable to this?
Yeah, because like I said, like my adopted mom was, was a narcissist.
Good observation, Bree. We hear it too.
So like being with him, like it kind of was like,
together.
I was used to that. I was used to that treatment. I was used to being put down and not made to feel good about myself. And then the fact that I really, at that time, wasn't educated and I had no family to fall back on, like I felt like I kind of had no choice but to stay in that situation. I should have mentioned this before. My biological mom, after not speaking to her for years, I got a phone call at like 3 a.m. one day. And when I saw who, it was my aunt calling, I already knew why she was calling. My mother had at like 55, 57 years old, she had overdosed and passed away. And I found out later, and it really
I'm
broke
not
my heart
crying, y'all. I
because
just
she
got
was
my
on
eyes just got watery.
methadone. She
I
was
don't know
trying
why
to
the
get
hell.
better. But I guess when you're on methadone, it's hard to get high. So she was just still trying to get high, and she just overdid it, and she passed away. And that, that really took a toll on me as well. Unless I never got to have that relationship that I wanted to have with her. But I forgave her because I knew that, addiction ruins people and it takes precedence over everything. And I know that she wasn't like that because she wanted to be. It's because she just couldn't stop. And I've had to like accept that and know that like it wasn't my fault. And like you had said, like I do feel like my childhood didn't make me end up in that situation because when you think about it, my own biological parents didn't want me. The parents that chose to adopt me abused us and treated us like garbage and taught us to be ashamed of who we are. And then, my ex-husband, like he treated me the same. So I'm like, this is just, I was like, this is just my life. Like, I'm not a valuable person. I'm not a beautiful person. This is all I am.
That's
It's
not
someone
good.
for people to walk on and abuse. And that's just who I am in this world. And for a long time, I accepted that.
Is it changing now with your new relationship?
It is.
Okay. I thought she ended on that.
And lots of therapy.
You deserve it.
Thank you.
We could tell.
Thank
We could
you.
tell.
You deserve to be happy.
Thank you. I'm trying.
All right. Deanna, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. Nice try, Mark. We saw how you wanted to see if she had needed an apartment or something. Nice try, Mark, but you had to pass. You had to pass on that one. Yeah, exactly, Bree. I was looking at it, it's like I'm not like this. I'm like, at first it was sounding good, and then she started saying all that stuff. Like, whoa, wait a minute, what the hell? Like, this went left. I thought it was gonna end on that. I'm like, oh, I'm confusion. I'm so confusion. This right here. Let me know if y'all want me to definitely Hitman for hire interview. That screen went black. Yeah, that screen went black real quick. It's like, whoa, like, is this how we gonna cut? Like, damn. Mark, I see a pattern with you. And it's okay, Mark. I get it. It's probably for advertisement or it's probably for your own personal pleasure or probably for both. Hour and 2 minutes. That's her. Look at these guys. Now look at this one, 21 minutes, 29 minutes, 30 minutes. And this one was good. I wish it was as long as this. This was an hour and 2 minutes. This was an hour. That was 43 minutes. That's 26 minutes. I could see why you did that for 26 minutes. That's 20 minutes. Do y'all see a pattern right here? 10 minutes. Okay, I can see that's 25 minutes. He's probably been entertainment, so you probably been interested with that. So it's probably 40 minutes. 30 minutes. She was not your type. I get it. She probably not your type. That's why I probably should be short. Not your type. But let's keep scrolling real quick. Okay, you probably like the the Last of Us Elliot type of chemistry right there. You probably like that type of kind. I know you have a certain type, Mark. Let's go. 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Okay, I see that. I see why that was 11 minutes. Give me 1 second, y'all. Punk rock musician, hour a minute. Okay. Interesting, something interesting for you. I think that's the guy who like to collect serial killer items and stuff, too. Tattoo artist, okay. What I'm trying to find. Okay, prostitute cat. OnlyFans model Monica. We might skim on that one real quick. Yeah, that's what's him. See? Yeah, that was him right there. Dang. Oh yeah, it was her. Yep, that was a good interview right there. But what I was trying to see was a pattern right here with you, Mark. I was trying to see why you cutting certain people interviews short, and most of them, all of them, is not damn on drugs and antsy, and they need their fix. There's half of them that are normal people, or just have messed up experiences, and I'm trying to figure out what's up with these 20, 30 minute segments with these guys. Are they boring, or because I know for a fact this one was not boring. But I'm gonna leave you alone, Mark. I'm gonna leave you alone. I'm just observing. That's all. Just observing. But yeah, again, I appreciate y'all, man. We actually had made it through. We finally made it through. Everything been big. Pause. Like everything was well done. I mean, we had a rough start. I got to timestamp all this. But other than that, I think we did good for a comeback. We did good for a comeback, and we had broke this thing down, and we did a mini mind map of the possibility of who Eugiene is, or his reference, and what was his influence. Now, this is just a theory. It's not 100% accurate, but I have a strong 80% certainty that we might be precise. We might be on the marker. Eugene probably act like this. Let's see.
Add 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Hold up, pussy. Hold that. Pussy, what's up? What up?
Oh!
One more time. Hold up.
Oh my god.
What? What? Pussy. Take that shit. You bitch. Fight over. Come on, man. That's why I say, yo, act you beat up a school shooter. Clap it up.
That's who we talking about right there, y'all. Mark addicted to tricking. Y'all wildin'. All that right there. That sums it all the way up right there. That's all. But I appreciate y'all. I got the Cash App. Let me drop the link tree at the bottom in the description to help out. Because I got a more in-depth analysis for the Patreon supporters. Shouts out to the Patreon supporters. But I'm glad I ain't show all my tabs on my OneNote, because I have this one analysis show that I'm about to cook up for the Patreon, and you'll definitely see the process behind how I link things and how I put it together to break it down. I think that's the link tree right there. I just dropped. Let me see if that's the correct one. Yep, that's correct. That was the link tree I just dropped, but for the Patreon, it's gonna be more in depth. We got Dr. Paul Ekman. What I'm trying to say is that shouts out to OneNote, by the way, and Notion, but OneNote, it's like I put PDFs, I could put video clips, I could put diagrams and picture images, and I could matter of fact, instead of talking, let me show you. But this how real it's gonna get. Check this out. All right. Can y'all see that? Y'all can't see that? Let me see. Y'all can see that? All right, yeah, I can see that. Just making sure. Try to slide this over on the edge. So pretty much I could just do, for example, I don't know why I put 3 eyes on accident, but I could just do that. And I could just do the references, and I add the images, and I just link that to that. I don't know why I'm in red, probably for the highlighting, and be like, for example, You see what I'm saying? Stuff like that, and just take it off and go real crazy on it. The laptop touch screen, the phone touch screen, but it is very. Whoa, he don't have on pants? Hold on. Um, whoa, wait a second. My bad, I'm kind of lost. Oh, Stickman. Oh, you, you wild, you wild. That was a nice one. You caught me off guard with that. I didn't know what the heck was going on. You had me looking real confused there, buddy. But that's what I'm talking about. That's pretty much more what I'm talking about. I like the highlighter thing. For instance, I could be like that. There's a lot more things that I'm gonna definitely show for the Patreon. I got one to make it for the Patreon for this week, and I'm gonna see how it looks and how it goes with that. How I break down analysis and how I got 2 books of body language and micro expressions already uploaded and spread out on OneNote, and I could like key search the certain micro expressions, and I could just drag it over and link it to certain situations and scenarios. So that's very good. That's like one up we got over here. But I appreciate y'all though. So y'all have a great night, great evening, and just let me know in the comments after this or even during this live when I'm about to end it on what we should transition next to. Because I already got one for the Patreon, but for YouTube and for YouTube memberships, it's not going to be no class or nothing, but it's just going to be more visuals and more linking, if you get what I'm saying in that sense right there. Because this is very beneficial. That was her mother. She was giving a description of. That's not literally her mother, but that's what I had visualized when she had said that. So again, though, I appreciate the love and the support from y'all. Y'all definitely rock out with your boy. Definitely out till next time, man. I don't even know what time it is, but it's probably that time to ease off the scene, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.